Welcome back to day 15 of my 30-day 10K month challenge. And guess what, y'all? We are officially, officially halfway through this 30-day challenge. And I couldn't be more grateful for those of you who have been here every single day. So y'all my day ones. But listen, it doesn't matter if you jumped in on day one, day two, day three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, or today on day 15. What matters is that you're in, and that's it, and that's all. And so I'm looking forward to today's session. We are going to be talking about knowing your ideal client. Now, day 15, if you missed yesterday we talked about creating your irresistible offer. We talked about the four parts of your irresistible offer. And now we're going to be talking about knowing your ideal client. So, day 15, you new here, so you haven't heard this. Now, day 1 to day 14, you already know. Get your iPads, get your notepads, get your pens, and get your pencils. And get ready to take copious notes because this information will be a game changer if you are serious about making 10K consistently, 10K a month consistently, right? And listen, this is the blueprint. This is the formula. This is the basics, right? So you can make more than 10K a month, but this is the foundation. This is that rebar that's going to help you establish those months that you want to have financially, okay? So if you're new here, let me just tell you day 15's, you're about to find out that every day I have been giving you all a grounding scripture from Romans 12 and 2. We then came from James. We came from Proverbs. So we're all over the Bible as it applies to the principles that are needed to get you to where you want to be financially every month. All right. And so if you are here today, it's telling me something very powerful about your discipline and your desire to grow. Even if you just jumped in on day 15, that says a lot. It says, well, yeah, I missed day 1 through 14, but I got to catch the rest of this, right? I at least got to jump in on day 15 because I know that there is something that I need to hear because what I've been doing before hasn't working. So let me hop on here with Dr. Tiffany, right? And see what she's talking about so I can start to do some different things so I can see some different results. All right. So in the chat, if you're here day 1, you've been here since day 1, put 1. Day 2, put a 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever day you jumped in, put that in the chat. Even if you just joined today on day 15, put it in the chat. All right. Another thing I want you to do is make sure that you are sharing this live. Share with everybody that you know. Because I know you're not the only one who wants to multiply your income. You're not the only one who wants to multiply your impact. You're not the only one who wants to multiply your opportunities. So we're not gatekeepers over here. So make sure that you are sharing this live. All right. And then I want you to go ahead and drop some fire emojis in the chat if you're ready to stop talking to everyone and start connecting with the right people, right? And we talked about this yesterday, and that's the reason why some entrepreneurs, their irresistible offers aren't landing. Nobody's taking hold of it because they're talking to everybody. They're talking to the seniors, they're talking to the youth, they're talking to the truck drivers, they're talking to the bus drivers, they're talking to the women in shelters. So you really have to understand who is your audience. Who is your ideal client? Not Brittany and ideal client. Who is your ideal client? Okay. So for those of you who are new here, I am Dr. Tiffany R. Harris, the mindset architect for limitless success. And I'm here to help entrepreneurs, business owners, speakers, coaches, professionals gain clarity, strengthen their identity, and build sustainable income through mindset, messaging, and strategy. All right. And if you want to know more about me, because there's so much more, go to my website, tiffanyharris.net. All right. So I found in scripture for today is John 10 and 27. Write that down. John 10:27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Make sure you have that in your notes. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And so let me tell you what this scripture reveals about a business, right? Here's a business truth that it reveals. Alignment creates attraction. Make sure you're writing this down. Alignment creates attraction. The right people recognize the right voice. So you don't have to worry about everybody not loving your voice, everybody not loving your message, everybody not loving your brand, because it's not for everybody. It's for your ideal client. It's for the right people. Those people who aren't loving it, those people who are not connecting, those people who are not gravitating, they're not your people. They're not your ideal client, and that is okay. You don't have to convince, you have to connect. One of the things that I do during my masterclass and during my flagship program, Shift Your Mindset and Speak Speaker Academy, I work with my clients on a skill set, which involves connecting with their audience, with their ideal client. It's a skill set. When you're clear, the right audience responds, and it's just that simple. You have to be clear. You have to know your message, know your brand, know the results, know the transformation that your ideal clients will experience after working with you. Okay? So confusion in business, it usually comes from speaking to people who you're not assigned to serve. Yeah. Confusion in business comes from speaking to people that you're not assigned to serve. And so let me just talk to you a little bit more about why most people struggle to sell. And listen, let me say this, don't be afraid to sell. People will invest, but the value of it has to be worth their investment. And so some of you are afraid to sell because you feel like you have not packaged the product, the service, the offer in a way that somebody's going to see how how they cannot afford to not have it. They can't afford to not have it, right? And so many entrepreneurs, they struggle to sell not because their offer is bad, it's because their message is unclear. So here's what happens when you don't know your ideal client. Write this down. Your content feels scattered. Your marketing feels exhausting. Your offers don't convert. And then you don't attract people who don't respect your value. Yeah, y'all, some of y'all have had those people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so then what happens is when they don't respect your value, you spend too much time trying to explain the value. Then you feel frustrated, you feel overlooked, you feel misunderstood. That's not a marketing problem. It's a clarity problem. Write that down. I don't have a marketing problem. I have a clarity problem. And so I have a news flash for you, for some of you. And I've been saying this, but I feel like it's noteworthy and I need to say it again. I had to learn this too. You are not called to serve everyone. You're not. You're not called to serve everyone. So let me free you today. Okay. Let me free you. Can I free you? Let me free you. Put yes if I can free you. Give me permission, right? I'm going to do it anyway because I love y'all that bad and I want y'all to win. You are not for everyone. Everyone. And that's just it. I'm not for everyone. I'm okay with that. But I do know the ones who I am for. And baby, let me tell you, I'm coming for you. I'm in your face. I'm being consistent. I'm visible. I go places and they'll say, "Oh my God, hey, Dr. Tiffany. Oh, so good to see you in person." Well, I see you everywhere. I go on TikTok and I see you. I go on YouTube and I like this is what they're saying. Oh, I see you and I love it. I'm connected. Right. But I also understand there are people who will keep on scrolling. There are people who will never click the link and sign up for my offer, for my masterclass. There are some people who will not reach out for me and book me to speak on their stage. However, there's plenty of people who book me. There's plenty of people who click the link and watch my videos. Those are the people who are for me, right? So let me free you. You are not for everyone. Your message is not for everyone. I just said that about myself. I'm okay with that, right? Your offer is not for everyone. I know that I have a 5 to 6 figure offer. I know who that is for, my clients. I have a 4 figure offer. I know who that is for. I have a 3 figure offer. I know who that is for, right? So you're not for everyone. Your message is not for everyone. Your offer is not for everyone. And that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. It's not even a problem, it's a good thing, period. Write that down. That's a good thing, period. Isn't that what the kids say? Period. Right. So trying to speak to everyone makes your message weak. Stay in your lane. Stop trying to cross over because you see somebody else doing their thing and rising and elevating and soaring over here, and they're going into the senior home. So you're like, oh, let me jump over here and try to no, get back. Stay in your lane. Stay focused. Right here. You're gonna reach your destination in this lane. Don't try to swerve to the left or swerve to the right. Get out the way. Let them do them in their lane and you do you and what God called you to do in your lane. All right. You trying to speak to everyone is going to make your message weak. Write that down. Speaking to the right people makes your message powerful. Get that in your notes. So let me give you 4 parts of knowing your ideal client. Just like yesterday, I gave you 4 parts of your ideal offer, right? There should be a problem, a promise, a process, and your price. That was from yesterday. So now let me give you the 4 parts of knowing your ideal client. So to know your ideal client, you must be clear on these 4 things. First one, who they are. When I say that, I mean their demographics, the stage of life, their roles, their responsibilities. So who are they, right? Next part is what do they want? What are their desires? What are their goals? What is their vision for the future? And I said this to you, I think yesterday or the day before. If you sit down and you listen, people will tell you what they want, what they need, what they desire, the problems that they have. And you come right in and you fill the gap, you fill the void, you fill that empty spot. You solve the problem, you bring the solution. They telling you, like it's like they're giving you the cheat code, like they're giving you the answer. It's like, oh, I got the solution for that. Just let people talk. Let them talk. A lot of times when I'm networking, yes, I introduce myself, say who I am, but I'm not like throwing up on people, tell them, wah, 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 wah. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening to what they're saying that they need and what they do, what they're struggling with their pain points. I got the solution. I'm okay. So who they are, what they want. 3, what they struggle with. Just talk about that. Pain points, frustrations. What are their obstacles? Okay. And then 4, how they think, their mindset, their beliefs, their fears, their language, their decision patterns. Right? So it's almost as if you have to do a case study on your client. Okay. And so when you speak directly to these four, your audience feels seen. I was I cannot remember what platform I was on, but I was speaking recently and I was saying how there was a time where I really started being intentional with how I was showing up on my LinkedIn page. And once I made a decision to strategically and intentionally show up on LinkedIn, within 24 hours, I had 16 requests for people reaching out to me to either facilitate leadership workshops or be their speaker coach. And when I responded back to them, I included verbiage and language in a way that it made them feel seen, right? I was able to restate their problem and iterate the solution that I had. I included information about their demographics. It was so specific and clear. When I met with the client, she said, I really appreciate the way that you knew what my problem was. So without saying she felt seen, but this is what she said, you knew what my problem was. And you came with the solution specifically to that problem. Why? Not because we had a verbal conversation so that I can listen, but she emailed me what her concerns were. And I made sure when I responded back to her, I was specific about the solution that I had to those problems that she put in her email. All right. So let's move on. I'm going to talk to you about why alignment matters more than numbers. Audience size does not equal impact. Please catch that, write that down. Audience size does not equal impact. Now, day 15s, I said this before. My day ones through my day 14s, y'all might remember which day I said this. I don't remember which day that I said this, but I said quality over quantity. Some people may feel discouraged because they wanted to have 100 people in the room, but they only had 10. And they're looking at Keisha to the right and Bill to the left, and they had 100 people in the room, and they feel like their 10 that showed up at their workshop, they felt like their workshop wasn't as valuable, wasn't as impactful, it wasn't as life changing. But it's not about the numbers, it's about the impact. Those 100 people could have walked out their room and said, you know, what in the world did they just talk to me about? They had me in this room for 8 hours and talked about nothing. They had me in this room for 8 hours. I don't even remember. Oh, this was a waste of my time. I'm never coming back. But let me tell you something about that 10. They had a clear plan. They had clear strategy, infrastructure. They were able to build meaningful relationships. They had accountability partners. They created their revenue wheel, right? So it's about impact, not numbers. Please don't be fooled and misled. So you don't need more followers, you need more alignment. People on social media think because they see people with 20K, oh, they living a life, they making an impact, they changing lives. Yes, some of them may be, but then some of them, they're paying for those followers. And then some of them may be legit followers, but it doesn't mean that they're making impact. It just means that some people just want to be in your business, right? So listen, don't get caught up what they say. Don't believe the hype. Who was that? Flavor Flav? Don't believe the hype. Put that in your notes. I'm not going to believe the hype. So a small aligned audience will. They'll listen, they'll engage, they'll invest, they'll refer, they'll stay, they'll grow with you. Alignment beats attention every time. Every time. So stop trying to go out there and go wild and go after everybody. No, get in alignment. Know your audience. Know your ideal client. And think about those four parts that we talked about. Okay? Know who they are. Know what they want. How do they think? Right? And what do they struggle with? So let's get to today's activation. And this is going to be your action step. Now, day 15s, I know you're new here. Let me talk to y'all. Day 15s, I know you're new here. But I give homework. I believe in immediate and consistent implementation. We've been talking day 15s that faith without works is dead. You have to put in the work. You have to take action. All right. So I want you to answer these questions in your notebooks, your iPads, whatever you have on your piece of paper. Here's the first question I want you to answer. Who am I specifically called to serve right now? Who am I specifically called to serve right now? Number 2, what problem am I uniquely positioned to solve? Three, what words does my ideal client use to describe their struggle? Okay. Then I want you to create one piece of content today speaking directly to that person because clarity attracts commitment. All right. Okay. All right. So day 15, that's a wrap. It has been so good. Right. So y'all have your notes, y'all have your action steps, you have your homework, and get to it. Right. Just get to it. And so for my day 15s, you haven't been here. So for my day 1s through day 14s, you know that enrollment is about to happen in the next couple of days for the Women Who Multiply experience. That's going to be happening in April 2026. This isn't a conference. This is a multiplication activation experience for women who want to align their voice, align their message, their offer, and impact. So stay tuned for registration details so you can be the first ones to get your tickets. And this open enrollment will only be exclusive to all of you who are here on the challenge. We will not be putting it out publicly. So stay tuned for that. Today is the last day for you to upgrade to VIP or platinum, and then it is closed after that. Shout out to those of you who have already locked in. We'll see y'all in the next phase for those of you who are going farther. So if today brought you clarity, drop I know who I serve in the chat. And I want you to put that in the notes. I know who I serve. And then I want you to get ready for tomorrow, day 16. Position yourself as the authority. And our grounding scripture will be Proverbs 11:25. All right. Take care, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.